You know I hit the button, right?
No, I didn't.
Okay, well, welcome everybody to the Tokotas podcast that kicked off with Dunn singing because she just wanted to annoy Jill. Here we go. Look, I don't know what you thought was happening. I told you, like, okay, let me click the button, and then you started singing.
I wasn't. That was. How dare you?
Yeah, you weren't paying attention.
I wasn't.
Okay, can you tell we haven't had coffee yet? It's pretty obvious. Welcome to the Tokotas podcast, March 1st, 2025. We're pinging everybody. We're going to get rolling here. The biggest section today is about GenAI. But I have other much nicer updates to talk about on both sides of GenAI. And our raffle is a little weird today. Fair warning. It's been a long month. Holy crap, has it been a long month. So, unaffectionately, I have been... Oh, we're too early in the podcast to swear, aren't we?
A little bit, but you know what? We can sort out our coffee order. Do you want hot or cold, iced, hot or cold, caramel or peppermint?
Are we going to the...
To Starbucks, yeah.
Then, caramel iced.
Okay.
No, peppermint ice.
Okay, peppermint ice, and what kind of pastry do you want? Do you want savory or sweet?
Savory.
Okay.
Okay. Well, that's immortalized in a podcast now. That being said, it's been a very long month. Unaffectionately, I'm referring to this as effed up February because it has been. Historically, February is one of the roughest months in Tokos. Why? I don't know. Nobody does. But February is just like the Toko's gone wild, okay? I don't know how else to explain what happens here. In February, I think something about Tokotines just brings out the worst in some people for reasons we will never truly understand. And we deal with it every year with Actually, you know what? Tokotine's cards this year.
Oh, we didn't actually have any Tokotines cards,
Yeah.
which was shocking.
Everyone behaved. Round of applause for you all. Like, holy crap. They're one of those things where I'm like, Tokotine's cards every year we go, oh gosh, do we need to take these offline? No, this year, round of applause. So, okay, I'll eat my words on that one. Every other aspect of February went sideways on us. Just, if you're one of the people who contacted us about something that just went insane, yeah, we know. We understand. One of the big things being this big whole GenAI mess that went on. And I'll talk about it a little bit later. Anyone in chat was aware that I had to ask, hey, I have found a thing and I need to know how you all feel about it so I react properly. So, that was that.
After we found that, more incidents came up.
And after we found that, more incidents came up. Yeah. So we're going to talk about it. And just other bizarre things happened. Some of which I can't even tell you because it's very admin business. But basically, we had a Murphy's Law sort of month. If Murphy's Law was on fire with murder bees. So, it was weird. Please be nicer to us in March. I'd appreciate that. It was a very long month. Okay, let me see. Also, because of how long and insane it's been, I'm sure there is somebody waiting on me to pay them for something. I need you to come and tell me again. If you've got art that is pending my approval, you have to come and tell me again. I think I'm caught up, but that doesn't mean anything right now. Okay, so if you or your friend who's not here knows that Jill owes them money, please come and tell me so that I can handle you as fast as humanly possible right now. You shouldn't be waiting on me for any payment of any sort right now. Okay, cool. I think that's our general updates out of the way.
Get your Toko takeovers in.
Oh, yeah, were those not due already?
No, those events run until the 5th to give people time over close.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
Ree is brilliant like that.
Yeah, Ree is brilliant like that. Hey, Don, we have to do Toko Takeover.
Oh, yeah, we do. I do want that badge.
Yeah,
Oh, that's right. The badge. Participating in all the Toko takeovers with the same Toko through the year will get you a special little decorative badge on your Toko at the end of the year.
But that means the same Toko for all 6 events that are coming across, okay? You can still get the event badge regardless of which Toko you use. If you want the cool little Toko-specific decorative one at the end of the year, same badge. it. Let me see.
Trying to make me,
What's it trying to make you what?
trying to make me customize, and I just want a peppermint mocha. There we go.
Okay. Okay. All right. So take your general questions. No, I think that's everything in that section. Pretty quick. So let's move on to gardening, the thing that doesn't make me shudder anymore.
That's actually quite fun.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to check my garden today.
Oh, so do I.
I get excited about wanting to check my garden.
I know. I've gone from having like a fear reaction to, oh, I need to check my garden. Let me see. I got some spoilers for that.
Oh, I should probably.
All right. So gardening's out and it is stable. We are 2 months in at the beta. Oh gosh, someone woke up 4 a.m. because they dreamed of their garden.
Oh no.
I've had a gardening dream too. I woke up and I was like, oh gosh, what did I do? How did I ruin all that? And then I checked and I was like, I haven't even opened my garden today. Calm down. Whew. But so we're 2 months into the gardening beta and we're holding strong. There was many conversations, which I appreciate. I think Vic, Fleet, Kep, Tina was around. We're having like in-depth conversations with me about changes to gardening. I think from the outside, people were like, oh gosh, it's on fire. No. I appreciated everything they were telling me. I was just like, you guys have to stop talking to me for 2 seconds so I can answer your question. And they were like, oh, right. Okay, yes, please answer. So we had a great conversation about gardening, various ways, about watering cans, and just like energy in general of how it was all going to go. And they got some ideas in my head. I told them that things were coming, and I wanted to also show you guys that I wasn't lying about those things. Here's what's coming for gardening, that we have tons of bonuses planned, and we're just kind of introducing them slowly over time to handle the different pieces that are going on. Watering cans did jump the line, so I see what those crafting recipes look like to everybody. The rest of those unused crafting ingredients are planned for all of these things you're seeing on the screen. And I think I'm going to announce the end of the gardening beta at the end of March. We're into like mid-game range of it right now. Everybody's got like 3 plots pretty well. They've got at least 1, maybe 2 tokos, and it does seem to be working. That doesn't mean I'm done keeping an eye on it. We'll probably have like a Q3 feedback about it, where somewhere in Q3 of the year I'll go, hey, how you still feeling about gardening? Is it still fun to do? Is it gotten overwhelming? And we'll go from there. And by that point, many more bonuses will have been introduced. But the beta will be ending at the end of March because I don't think it needs hyper care anymore to get us through. There's 1 or 2 like visual bugs that I'm dealing with, but nothing gameplay related. So let's talk about the things on the screen because that'll be fun. The first one we have the garden hoe. Oh, okay. Well, Espresso's having issues. Hopefully you'll join us soon, Espresso. So first one up there is the garden hoe, and that is going to be for plowing.
Yep.
Basically, it's going to work kind of like watering cans, where it...
Plus chance at plowing bonus.
Plus chance at plowing bonus. It'll have X amount of uses, just like the watering can, so you'll apply it on your tools menu, and then you can use it so many times. There will be the easy buy out of the store versions, and then there will be the there will be the craftable versions as well. So, yeah, that'll be good there. Next, we have the shovel.
Shovel is removing a plant.
Shovel is for removing a plant. When you remove a plant, all the energy you've spent on it has still been spent.
Twitch is buffering.
Twitch, why? Twitch was our go-to. Everything worked fine until December, and now every time we go to Twitch, it's a mess.
I know, I don't... Gosh. Okay, so... If it starts buffering, I guess just refresh, guys. It seems to be fixing. Okay, people hear us.
Okay, they do hear us, though.
We'll have to look into some other...
Yeah.
...options for this.
Okay. Yep. Take the advice in chat. Take the advice in chat.
Thank you, Allie. Everybody just dropped to 480. We don't need
No.
1080p for this.
You don't. Not for what we're doing. Yeah. Darn you, Twitch. I'm going to have to write a strongly worded letter to them or something. Use
Wow, we
those.
have 63 people on our stream today.
Oh, whoa, that's a lot of people. All right. So, shovel will allow you to remove plants. Energy you've spent on them is spent. Will the shovel require energy? In the air right now, but it's a one-use item.
I think I saw this come up in the chats of like, well, what's the point in botanist if it procs and identifies a plant and I don't want that plant, but I can't get rid of it? And there's talk about you switch your region to clear out your garden to do that, but there is an item planned for it.
There is an item planned for it. It's in the next 2 or 3 plants that are going to happen. And then we have these fertilizers down here along the bottom as well. And each one of these fertilizers, you will use them at the time of planting, and they will have different effects on your plants. I can tell you the tentative ones right now. What was my green one?
Oh, sorry. So, Aga will make healing effects more effective on that plot.
Okay.
Nagi, if you have a plot event, the outcome is more likely to be positive. Oh, I guess I can't actually tell that these are the deities from the small versions. All right, so purple is Sivo, and this plot will have an increased chance of having plot events. And then for blue is Borga, this plot will have reduced negative effects from weather events.
Right, and those will last for the entire time that your plant has been planted. Will you get multiple uses out of these? I don't think so. But Dunn and I will clean that up when we determine the recipes or the purchase price for them at that point. Additionally, we don't have art for it because we decided it afterwards, but we're going to include weeding gloves, and weeding gloves are going to make weeding more effective. Either it's going to always get you the healing or it'll increase your chance at getting the healing. Likely it'll be an increased chance at getting the healing if you use weeding gloves. Oh, additionally, we did talk about it, of allowing people to apply like multiple watering cans and choose like which one they want to use, which would be applicable to things like the garden hose and the weeding gloves as well. That seems likely, like it's going to happen. I just haven't gotten to it yet. So expect those coming in the next couple months in gardening. It's as I get time, I'll put the next bonus in and the next bonus in and the next bonus in, but beta is still going to end at the end of March because it doesn't need my hypervigilance on it to be functional. So with that being said, go ahead and toss me any questions you have about gardening. Like, throw them over in the Discord. I'll answer them up as best I can, but I think we're doing good. It seems like we did actually manage to make gardening happen. All right. And then I guess I should really be smart about this, where I ask for questions and then I make my final point to give you all time to talk or to type my questions.
Yeah, I'm trying to determine if we need to switch over to Discord or something. So we're back down to 48 people. Somebody in chat made a good point that with our title of GenAI, we might have attracted some attention.
Oh, we might have. Sorry, random people who joined us, but they weren't here. Yeah. Like, that's a lot of people. They probably saw GenAI Blues and were like, what's this? No.
You want my tinfoil?
Yeah.
Getting deprioritized because we're talking negatively about GenAI, even though we haven't gotten there yet.
Maybe, but...
Tinfoil.
Yeah, it's a little tinfoil.
Okay, questions. What's the lowest energy cost a Toko can get for gardening?
It depends on which action. So... the 25 energy actions, you can take, I want to say 15 off of them with experience. And experience happens every 10 actions. It'll go down by 1, so it's very long term. Because you can't lose experience. And obviously if you have things that will lower that cost, such as the farmer bonus, that'll affect it. I want to say I baselined it at 5, though. Nothing could be lower than 5.
That seems correct.
Yeah. I think nothing can be lower than 5, no matter how much of any bonuses you have going on, because we needed to baseline it somewhere. 2 energy was too cheap. So 5, I think, is where the minimum is. And then fatigue is obviously going to drag it up. So basically you baseline at 5, and then fatigue happens to pull it up.
Will there be tools/items to make companions easier to get from gardening?
Oh, you guys are talking about the random events.
Well, Nagi's one of them. the Nagi fertilizer here is one of them because it increases your positive outcomes from events.
Yeah. It positive events as of right now don't give you anything other than healing or weed reduction, things that help your garden.
That's right. That's what you mean.
Yeah. Negative events, I believe you have a chance at getting the thing if you've guarded. And your guard, the more experience they have, the more likely they are to give you the thing. That bonus already exists. It's just the more experienced your guard is, the more likely you are to get the benefit of guarding the negative event beyond preventing it from happening. Anything else?
Nope, nothing else.
Alrighty. Okay. Then I move
Oh,
on.
you forgot my tea.
Oh, the tea. You're right. So Donna's trying to convince me right now to do something with this.
A Razor Coda iced tea.
A Razor Coda iced tea, and to make it for gardening. She wants it to like redo your energy for the day. I feel like that might be a little too powerful to give you a second thing of energy.
Yeah, but if it's going to be on par with the other legendary drinks in terms of like cost to craft. You're limited by how many you can craft. We can make it non-transferable off the bat to see how it affects things. And really, like, you'd only do this on a day where you're like, ah, crap, all my plants popped, and I have to harvest and plow and plant all these plots at once.
Okay, so it's a maybe. It's probably going to do something in gardening, but the actual effect of it is still a little in the air. But one of the legendary drinks will be coming towards the land of gardening. And it's this one, the Eraser ones. Okay. And with that, I'm going to move on to trackers. And then I'm going to announce the raffle before we go into the really hard part here. There you are. So, trackers. Stage 2 of the beta is almost finished. Yes, I am aware of the wild ID issue where wilds are not coming across the way that I want. I need to make some updates in my APIs to fix that. I'm going to do it over close. As soon as activities is clear, I'll go in because I have to update their code and I don't want to touch that while they're finishing rolling. At that point, I'll put a spot for you all to tell me, hey, my rolls were messed up, and then we'll go in and we'll just get them fixed, as we've been doing in all of this. So Stage 2 is almost done of the beta. We seem to be doing good there. A lot of the changes for Stage 2 did happen on the admin side. We added buttons for them to be able to edit roles and delete roles and do a bunch of the admin maintenance work on their side of the line in the activity roller rather than having to come over to Tokotas to handle them. But then from there, we'll move on to the next steps. Phase 3 I think there's a decent chance that some career tracking will move in there too, and some wiring to the HP trackers. Not for HP specifically, but for POTA successes. So that's kind of where my phase 3 is going right now. And I did make some rather major changes to how items with quantities are sent over to Tokotas in the back end so that I can move on to auto-redeeming. Auto-redeeming will be a complicated little creature. It'll probably get a nickname. Whoop. Are you not on mute? Apparently you were not on mute. Okay. Sorry about that, everybody. So, I will start on auto-redeems fairly soon. I'm just going to finish a couple other things. Now that gardening seems stable, I don't need to hyper-focus on that. I can keep hyper-focusing on trackers. No, I didn't forget Vruma. I promise I didn't forget it. I was supposed to work on it in February, and then February blew the F up, is kind of what happened. But that's where we're standing on trackers right now. And the new season will be rotating in with new trophy art, which you can see sitting here. I think we have first Quester down there in the bottom left, and then a variety of the new trophies that are coming in for the categories.
The top is, from going left to right, is performance, working, and teamwork. The one down in the bottom right corner is sporting, and then the center is our new TVT trophy.
Yes, so we will be doing that. TVT might be getting another makeover. Well, we'll see. We're in conversations about it right now. We haven't really cracked it yet.
For the start of this season, for the next season, it'll be normal.
Yeah. So that's where we are on TBT as well. Okay. And questions about trackers? Hit me up. Otherwise, that's really it. That's the only update I've got on trackers.
People are typing.
I love new art.
I know. It's great.
Yeah. From that slight art madness of a day. I don't know if you all were there where Dunn was like, do this. You have to do this now. You have to get all this art out now. And she wrote it all out for me. And I posted it without double checking it. And there was not prices on it. There wasn't due dates on it. I was like, oh, wow. We found a thing that Jill actually does for the game in admin land that's not done. And apparently it's this in the art commission. Granted, she was helping me like get people and get them assigned, which made that wall of madness doable because people were just like, I do this. And I was like, oh, I don't know if I type fast enough to handle this. We'll figure this out one way or another. We got there, though, and a lot of people grabbed the art. We split it up in a lovely manner that I think I have most of it back at this point already.
Yep, it's one of the things we're going to touch base and check in on this afternoon as we try to catch up from our messed up February.
Woo!
All right, questions, which is well-timed because will there be any change on the requirements for the Quester Trophy? I think I threw something about it in the suggestion box like a year ago. Yeah, that's why the Quester ribbon is here. Your suggestion box comment has been discussed. The details will be coming out in the news as we finalize, but we will be getting... I'm sorry. Am I too quiet?
You're not. I'm just making sure they hear you. Okay. Calm down. Stop overanalyzing and then speak into the microphone.
Yes, there's an update coming to the Quester Trophy. We're also adding additional levels to that, and some of the others like PvP and TVT. They'll be getting platinum and aurorium levels for, collecting sake.
Okay. So yes, that's coming. I never said we couldn't hear her. She's just panicking over nothing. Anxiety's at the helm today.
How dare you? I haven't had my coffee yet.
Yeah. And you still have anxiety at the helm. I think joy and sadness are fighting in my brain.
How long do we get to sit on our activity redeems when being a Tokotas tracker tester? I don't think there's any requirement to redeem every month or anything.
You don't have to redeem every month. If you want to take time, take time. Those are your roles. Those are official, and they're going to stay in your trackers. We're not going to blow out trackers at any point in time. So you can sit on them as long as you want. Now, REs that are on there right now are void. They just are. Everything is voided for REs from, like, here till the new RE system, which I have an update about that later on. And I do know there was a question out there. I think Cray brought it forward, or somebody did, about, hey, if I save my REs from the first quarter of the year, can I use them later? I guess so, is the answer. Like, I guess so. I don't think there's a reason you won't be able to.
They won't be under the old system.
But they won't be the old system. When REs opens, it's going to be the new system. The new system completely. So there won't be any grace period or anything of that matter. So if you want to hold on to your REs on the non-Tokotas test trackers, you can. I guess technically you could hold on to your REs on the...
Yeah, you're just going to sit on those rolls until...
Yeah, but you're going to have to sit on those rolls until they come out. And we're not launching a new system March 2nd. Let me tell you that. So you're going to be waiting. But if you want to wait, I guess there's no reason that you can't wait. It was just that if you were doing redeems in the Tokotas trackers, then you couldn't hold them. It's an all or nothing situation. Your RE gets voided and you are redeeming everything. You can't do any sort of partial redeeming. Okay. Anything else?
When transferring a Toko, the unredeemed rolls also move with them?
No.
The successes do. The rolls do not.
Yes. If you transfer a Toko that has unredeemed rolls, those rolls belong to you. They're going to show up on your tracker and only your tracker. They are not going to show up on the new owner's tracker. When a Toko comes in or when a roll comes in, it comes in with two values, the Toko's ID and the owner's ID. The owner is the person who owns it at time of processing rolls. Okay? So if you have rolls in the queue and you sell your Toko, yeah, then those rolls are going to belong to the other person because then they're going to be processed under the other person. It's at time of processing of the roll. But if you have 20 unredeemed rolls and you sell that Toko, those are still your 20 rolls. The successes will stay with the Toko. The rolls will stay with the owner at time of processing of the roll. Okay? I hope that answers that. Anything else?
Is there going to be more testers for the, sorry, words, let me brain better. I need my coffee.
Are you asking me if there's going to be more
No,
to
it's
go?
different.
Okay.
Are there going to be a tester group for the new RE system?
Maybe is the answer. Maybe. Likely we're going to do some sort of open beta on it where we warn everybody the system is new. There could be bugs. Here we go. I don't know if we're going to keep it quite as closed because REs are random, right?
You could sign up for this and then never roll an RE. Unlikely, but,
So that's why I don't think we're going to have like a closed alpha. Likely we'll have a podcast where I show you how all of it works that'll serve as our alpha. And then we'll have an open or limited beta where maybe like if you roll an RE, you can come and say, hey, I'd like to put this RE in, and then we'll yay or nay you as you go. Like that might be what we do. Although I don't know why I would nay anybody at that point. So likely it would just be an open beta. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You see my logic. All right.
I think we're caught up on questions there.
Okay. So let's talk about GenAI.
Well, actually, you have a bullet point before that.
I do have a bullet point before that. The bullet point before that is to talk about GenAI. So we're kicking off the raffle early. And we're kicking off the raffle early so that as I go through this next section, which I don't actually think is contentious, but who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. So the raffle is going to be name one thing you learned about GenAI and Lit during this podcast. Just one thing you learned about it. I'll be going through it. When you think you've learned something, run over to the raffle channel, type it in. Simple as that. Just, yeah, that's right. I'm teacher moding you all right now. You have to put in a thing you learned. Yeah, I know. Husband.
Better than discussion board.
Stop sending me text messages. I love you. Have fun at your lightsabers and stop texting me.
Did you just tell him you're on a podcast?
For what you learned? No. No, there is not.
Okay, forget this. We're going to open a forum channel and you're going to have to make a discussion post and then go respond to two.
Stop. I am in an English 101 class right now, and the discussion posts are mind-numbing. And I don't even dislike this teacher anymore. I think she has way too much work for all of us, but I don't dislike her as a person. In our second essay, we have to do rhetorical analysis of ads. And you know the one thing I hate more in the world than ads? I can't say that on this podcast.
For everyone posting in the raffles right now, it's about what you're about to learn for GenAI and literature.
Yeah. So I hate discussion posts. I'm never going to do that to you. All I'm going to say is make it legible and don't use GenAI to write it. Okay? Simple as that. All right. Done. I have to lean forward with this. So if you want to speak, you're going to have to
lean forward. That's fine. That's fine. I'll loom over your shoulder.
Okay. So let's move on to GenAI and Tokotas policy. First things first. We don't allow GenAI. We don't. End of story. There's not a gray area here. We don't allow the use of GenAI in art or literature in our game. We're not the only ARPG doing that either. Plenty others say, no thank you, get out.
And we're not the only ones having a hard time with it this year.
No, we're not the only ones having a hard time with it this year. Based on my conversations around GenAI that we have found in the group, I am of the impression there's some ignorance is a strong word, but it fits the description right now about what that means with literature. So we're going to go over this today and hopefully enlighten people about what GenAI means in the land of literature. We're a game of artists. Everyone here knows what GenAI means in the concept of visual art, right? I typed in the prompt, it did the thing. I had a picture and I asked the prompt to change a thing, right? Oh, it suggested that maybe I do this. Like the GenAI little tool popped up and said, oh, would you like us to smooth that skin out? Like things like that happen. And we know in the land of visual media, that's GenAI. There seems to be an issue. Oh, I see that question. Is there a plan to clarify what GenAI is specifically? Okay, so GenAI means generative AI. There's a difference. There's many different types of artificial intelligences out there. And why am I qualified to speak on this? I spent my entire last year messing around with AIs for my paying workplace job. I talked to other people who were doing them, and I learned about all the different types of them that happen. And then there is generative AI. That means it generates. Oh, no, worse. I'm glad, happy to tell you. Thank you for popping it up there so that I know. Generative AI tends to generate new content from previous content. You've probably heard me say before in the focus of visual content, it's a very fancy, let's use fancy, and complex collage generator. And that's what generative AI is in the land of art. That's also true of literature. Generative AI is a fancy collage of words tool. There are some non-evil uses of generative AI, such as if you have a knowledge base, a one singular contained knowledge base for a product of some sort, and you ask the question to the AI, and it digs through the knowledge base and pulls you out a single piece of information that answers your question. And I'm not talking about Google's AI, I'm talking a single knowledge base. The internet is not a single knowledge base.
Sorry, Craig.
Oh, I see you, Cray. I see you. So,
Breaking your focus.
yeah, that's fine. Bring some levity to this mess. So, and then it pulls you out an answer after reading through like 30 knowledge articles for you. That's not evil. But can you trust that answer? Maybe. You know, that's what happens when you let someone else do your research. You have their opinion, not yours. So, that non-evil use of GenAI. So let me be very clear. I am not saying every AI and every GenAI is an evil atrocity, but a lot of them are built on theft, and that is true of literature ones. So we just feel like maybe people don't understand what we're talking about when we say GenAI and we're dealing with lit. Okay? Now, if you have questions about what I mean by that, go ahead and drop them. If this is how you're writing things outside of Tokos, that's not in Toko's purview. It doesn't matter to us. We have no effect on you. You have no effect on us. But in the land of Tokos, you do have to play by our rules. And our rules say you can't use this. So let's talk about what that means when you're using it. What we determine as being used as. Okay, let me see. Let me get to my next bullet point. Oh, yep, someone's pointing out. Didn't realize it? That AI is bad for the environment. It's terrible for the environment. Way too much power consumption. Yes, there are ones that are finding ways to do it with less power, but those are long off. The cost of AI is much more expensive than anyone is willing to pay. I'm dealing with corporate level AIs where I am, and in those corporate level ones, they're crazy expensive every time you go to use them. There is a reason every corporation is like, oh my gosh, let's build an AI to do it. Oh my God, look at that price tag. I guess it's cheaper to have people. It is a common running story. All right? A very common running story. It's terrible for the environment too. Okay. Let me see here. Da-da-da. NFTs are environmentally terrible too.
So they seem to have busted.
Yeah, they busted hard, which isn't really shocking. All right. Oh, I'm supposed to...
assumed we were telling them up front that we are now, or well, we have been using AI checkers.
Yes. Yes, we are using some AI checkers at this point. We are testing a lot of them out, and we are going to pay for a big subscription to one of the better ones for when we have those suspicions. It sucks that that's where we are right now, but I mean,
It's not fair to the rest of the players for you to just
it's
generate a prompt and get the same reward.
it's really not fair. I can't say it.
I know, we have to be not spicy.
I'm not even trying to be spicy, but I mean, guys, we threw out 200 AI stories, okay? We threw out 200 AI generated stories from the game. That's a problem. Okay? That's a lot. It is and it isn't, and Grammarly's on my list. I'm going to go through them. Promise. I'm going to go through Grammarly so you can understand what you can use in Grammarly and what you can't. Because I use Grammarly. Okay? So again, as I'm saying, not all tools are bad. We've had spell checkers forever. It's great. But there's two different sides to Grammarly. There's the grammar side to Grammarly and the GenAI side to Grammarly. And the GenAI side is not welcome in the game. The spell checker, grammar checker side is welcome in the game. And I'll show you what that looks like when it runs through things. Okay, so, and from our AI checkers, Glaze and Nightshade do not...
For the visual art side of things.
For visual art, Glaze and Nightshade do not appear to trigger false positives, which we're so glad to hear. Because the last...
Glaze and Nightshade your art.
Yeah. Feel free to glaze and nightshade your art as much as you want. I know some of our bigger name artists are definitely doing that, and like kudos to you. Protect your art for sure. That being
For people who don't know what it is, Glaze and Nightshade are filters that are going to alter your art in very imperceptible ways that will mess up recognition by getting scraped by AI models. Nightshade poisons the well, Glaze just obscures.
Yes. So you do you on that front. We have no saying. We can't tell the difference when we look at it, so we're good. You're still following every rule. That does not count as generative AI. You're protecting your artwork. It affects nobody. You have to have done the artwork for it to be glazed or nightshaded. So, not an issue for us. And if you're poisoning the AI well of theft, that's on you, and I'm good with that.
More power to you.
Yup. All right, do we have any current questions?
We do, but I do feel like we will address them as we go, but I'll read them now.
Okay.
I'm not a lit person, but when I do write in other contexts, I might ask AI to spell check or reword a specific sentence I can't word right. Is that going to be a no AI at all rule, or is there some wiggle room there? I've also heard that AI checkers can be inaccurate. How do we prevent people from being inappropriately flagged? I remember Turnitin.com was falsely flagging a bunch of stuff. Turnitin is not one we use.
Yeah, Turnitin's not one we use. We have one that's free and cheap and easy.
It's also the least accurate.
The least accurate. So it kind of starts as like, if I have a suspicion, I'll throw it in there. And if it comes up with nothing, we're probably good and move on. If it comes up with something, it's time to break out the subscription and take a look at it. So spelling and grammar, if an AI fixes your spelling and grammar, the AI checkers don't catch that. Adding a comma, they're not going to check that. Fixing you spelled the word pencil with an S, the AI checker's not going to check that.
You constantly spell there with the I and the E flipped incorrectly.
An AI checker is not going to catch that. That's not AI. If an AI suggests to you, hey, you've used the word important, maybe you should use the word critical because critical is less used than important and it has more power, an AI checker is not going to check that. If the AI rewrote the entire sentence for you and there are no more words that you wrote besides character names, that's generative. There's a line. And we'll look at the line. Okay, what's the next question? And we're going to deep dig.
Wow, Cray. Wow. Yeah, it's right there next to the one to add commas for Jill.
Yes, Cray, there very much is.
If we get a false positive for our work marked as AI, is there some kind of appeal process like sharing our Google Doc to prove we wrote it ourselves? We don't just ban you without talking to you.
Yeah, no one just gets banned or suspended without being talked to. It is a fair concern, right? But if your work comes up like 2% AI, meh. If your work comes up 2% AI, we probably didn't run it through the AI checker.
Because
It didn't read as AI.
it's just flagging trite phrases, for lack of a better word. It's not.
It's you, yeah. And trite just kind of means like boring, overused phrases or words. And they have to be really pretentious words to be an overused word. But if you're using a really trite phrase, which sounds much harsher than it is, my 7th grade English teacher loved that word. He would scream it at me all the time. He scream talked, okay? He wasn't like in my face screaming at me. He scream talked at everybody. I don't know. It was just his thing. So he would yell trite about various things and topics all the time. And that's how I know that one. But yeah, sometimes AI will flag things because you've written it in that manner. If you have a couple trite phrases, the person reading it's not going to go, I wonder if this is AI. And we're probably not even going to run it. All right? So far, every single thing that we've gone, hey, I think this is AI, has turned out to be generative AI. We haven't gotten it wrong yet.
And I suppose we should also say we're not just relying on computer tools for this. We have professionals in editing and writing on the team who also look at this with a human lens and can identify when things change.
Mm-hmm.
If your voice is stripped out of your writing all of a sudden, it was probably AI.
It was probably AI.
Our coffee's here. I'm going to go grab it.
Okay, so.
There's a question in Twitch.
I don't think so. So the question is, maybe a dumb question. Not really. Sorry if it was already answered. What if you forget to check the no AI box on DA when uploading art? Will it show up in as AI in checker? No, because we have to copy paste these into the checkers. So no. If you forgot to check the box and you turned it in, we're probably going to ask you first. We'll be like, hey, what's going on here? And then you'll be like, oh, I didn't check the box. We don't want to throw anybody out over this, but we have to hold the line somewhere. Yeah. Oh, the no AI boxes also tell you that you want your art to be part of Scrapes. Remember to check that box.
Oh, the no AI box?
Yeah. Remember to check that box.
Sorry
all right.
For crinkles, everyone.
Crinkle, crinkle, crinkle. Crinkle, crinkle, crinkle. Crinkle.
Apparently no straws, so I'm going to have to run back to the kitchen.
Okay. Dun's running back to the kitchen to get us straws. Can you give my child like another applesauce or Pringles or something while you're there?
Beyond that, I guess I need Pringles.
Yeah. Yes, and I set mine up to be checked by default. Whoop, so much sound. So much sound. Apologies. Okay, are we ready for the demo? Because I've talked a bunch about this, but now let me show it to you so you know what I'm talking about. Alrighty. Okay. So I believe you should all be able to see a story. Now, this is a story that I wrote. Apparently, it has 500 views. I don't know how that happened. My writings in 2016 was not that impressive. As you can see, it's tagged for no AI. It's published on November 4th, 2016, before the boom of AIs and generative AIs. So unless I went in and edited this, there is no way this was written by AI. It's about, let me see here, 18,000 words, because I liked HP. All right, and it's a bear hunt. So here it is. I'm not going to read it to you. I can link it to you if you desperately want to read my crappy ARPG lit. But I'm going to copy it so that we can see the baseline. So it's before the rise of AIs, meaning it's impossible to have been written by an AI. And I'm going to go to, this is called Zero GPT. It's free. They have a paid version of it. I'm not using that paid version. Oh my God, ads, get out of my way. I hate ads. So I copy pasted in here. It's just under 10,000 characters, right? Detect text. Let's see what it comes up with. I haven't run it through this before, okay? This text is human written. 0% AI. And I know it's 0% AI, and it comes across as literally 0%. This one highlights text that is suspected. I just put hunting day through.
Oh, and copy 0 GPT.
0% AI. All right? So, there you go. That should begin to assuage your fears. Because this is the crappiest of the checkers. And it came up 0 on that story.
This isn't even good writing from us, so it's not an issue of being a bad writer.
It's not an issue. This is Quillbot. We have a little too much words for Quillbot.
Yeah, we gotta trim 600 for it to work.
Yeah, okay, let me just trim up from the bottom. A lot of them don't let you do the full thing. That's why we're going to be paying for a full something when we get there. Oop, nope. Paste text. Sorry about that. Stop trying to highlight everything.
Don't you wish you had a mouse?
I have a mouse. It's made of magic. You're just jealous that my magic mouse is so good.
Ooh, you're getting called out on your lack of U-block.
This is a new computer, okay? I haven't finished setting everything up.
That is true. I had to send her to update OBS to make sure it would be fine.
Yeah, I literally just installed my microphone on it about 5 minutes before this podcast started. All right, and then this should handle the last of it. Okay, now we're within range, all right? And then here, caution, our AI detector is advanced, but no detector is 100% reliable. No matter their accuracy scores claim, never use AI detection alone to make the decision that can impact a person's career or academic standing, which we don't. All right, detect AI. Oh, that was fast. 0% AI. Okay? And you know the story is an AI. So there's Quillbot. This one's called Hive.
You need the extension installed on...
Oh, I do?
Yeah, which I don't think you installed on your new one yet.
Try Hive. Is it this button here?
I think so.
Okay. Yeah, use that one. That's fine.
Just flashing your emails across the world.
It's not that hard to find me. Okay, so in this one, what do I want?
Scroll up.
Scroll up. Image duration, change on lemma.
Where's Alcestia? She uses Hive the most.
I don't know. I don't know if she's here.
This one doesn't work on mine because I use Firefox. In Winston, I haven't tried yet.
Products. Models.
Go to the Play Store and install the app.
Go to the Play Store? I don't have a... Okay.
I'm sorry.
Chrome extension store?
That one.
I'm even showing you how to do this. Hive AI detector. This one.
Yep.
Okay. Add to Chrome.
For those of you who use Opera and other Chromium-based browsers, this will install on those as well. Just not for us Firefox users.
I was here. Someone mentioned it. I remembered it. I'm going to hit my ad blocker in, please. Okay. Perfect. Thank you for the reminder on that. I appreciate it. All right. So that was Hive. And now to use Hive, I think I go to my extensions. Click on that.
Am I allowed to be spicy in Twitch chat?
Depends on how spicy you want to be.
Well, I did it now.
I don't know how to use this one.
I think you highlight.
I highlight. Okay.
Yeah, you've got the little thing down on the bottom now.
Oh, I see it. So I highlight and I click on it. Okay, enter text.
Or I guess you just paste.
I paced as much as I could. 0% for Hive. All right? And the last one that we're going to show you is copy leaks.
I think they have a max as well.
They do. That's fine.
Oh, actually,
Oh,
apparently we're good.
scan. They might only check like the first 1,000 characters or something. 0%. Okay? So if you are not using AI, and these ran through a spell checker, we wrote these in Google Docs.
You had Grammarly back then. I think you've celebrated your
9
10-year anniversary with Grammarly.
I just celebrated my 9-year anniversary with
Okay.
Grammarly. So yes, in 2016, I had Grammarly. Because I got it in like January or February of 2016. So I had Grammarly. Grammarly was helping me do spellings. It's before it had GenAI capabilities. And we had Google Docs and a spell checker run through it. And it helped us fix wording on stuff. And it came up 0%. So if you are not using GenAI, we're not going to detect GenAI out of your stuff. Let me know if that helps. Like, in chat, all the things that are going on, let me know if that helps and makes you feel a little bit better. Because I hope it made me feel better. When we were doing this originally and we were going through and people were running other people's lit through, I was getting this horrible pit in my stomach of like, but I use Grammarly to write stuff. Is Grammarly making my stuff come up as GenAI? Are we completely and utterly wrong? So I went and took things that I had written for anthologies, and I took things that I had written for professional writing, more than Toko's writing, and I put them through these AI checkers. And on my 5,000 word anthology story, which I had used Grammarly and something called AutoCrit on to try and help me get my word count down instead of up, it came up with, I think, a 2.3%. There was 2 sentences that it thought might have been AI, and that was it. Okay? And I felt a lot better at that point. I felt a lot better. 0 to like 5% means it used a trite phrase. It doesn't mean that it used GenAI.
Even like something 30% might just mean you've done a very formulaic piece that follows a pattern that GenAI would use.
And that's not the end of the world. If one checker comes up and says, oh, we think this is 30%, and a human reads it and goes, well, it reads like everything else they wrote, you just did a formulaic story, which is, again, word of the day, trite, but it's not wrong. There's nothing terribly wrong about that. Okay? So hopefully this helps alleviate those fears about false positives, because I too had them. We were looking at, actually we did very few suspensions. I felt so good about it in the end that how few suspensions actually happened. And there was some escalations. I did say I wasn't kidding about that 200 number. So, you know, there's some escalations, but a lot less, more accidents than malice, which I really appreciated. So, like, it's all good. And no, every single one of them that we hit, yeah, turns out they used GenAI. That's how it was. Okay, so now we're going to do this again. But before we do this, oh, I meant to open ChatGPT, my bad. Oh, log in.
Oh, that's right.
Yep, my boss is still paying for it.
Use it for Tokos. Woo.
I use it for Toko's all the time. And you guys are going to see like the weird things where I'm like, hey, help me figure out a Salesforce coding challenge, please. Yeah. So I was doing interviews. It was a whole thing. Okay, so let's do, I think I might need to save this as a file to make it work here.
It's so weird seeing Hive on top of ChatGPT.
It is a little strange. So let me save this as a text file maybe. Or, no, I need to get to my Google Drive, but I don't want to.
Hold on. You just need a doc?
Yeah, I need a doc. Give me a doc that I can copy this into, please. Dunn's making me a doc. I don't want to open my Google Drive so you can see my 1,000 weird files. They're weird, I know it. They're all over the place. Some of them are about murder mysteries. Some of them are about ARPGs. You can see the vast amount of ARPGs that I one time played. Or coded for. Alright, so Dunn's sharing me a doc that I can open. I'll copy it in and then I'll save it down as like a DOX so that I can use it in places. Da-da-dum. Perfect. Okay. They didn't see it. I just want you to know that.
No. They didn't
I can't edit this.
Oh,
hold on. I can't edit it because you shared it with this person.
Oh, that makes sense. No, anybody. Oh, anyone with the link's a viewer. Hold on, I'm fixing it.
For shame.
I'm great at technology. There you go.
Are you, though?
Debatable. Anyone can edit, so go back to the other window.
All right.
Oh, DA, and your weird lighting.
Well, it just remembers. Paste without formatting, please.
Just command or shift command V.
Shift command V. Okay.
Mute.
Oh, 1 second, everybody. We'll be right back. Where is my mute? Are you my mute? Toddlers, what do you do? All right. So, let me see. I've got that. Okay, cool.
Did you unmute both things?
I did unmute both things.
Okay.
All right.
Wow, you're really going to rename it?
I am.
How dare you?
I know. I'm a terrible.
They don't have the lyrics to Bothering Jill, so they can join in.
Okay, everybody already knows the lyrics to Bothering Jill. Okay, perfect. I saved that as a DOX or DOCX. All right, jump back over to my chat GPT, upload a file. It's in my downloads folder. Okay.
Oh, I'm loving some of these raffle answers.
Okay. Please fix all my grammar. Is that fair?
Yep.
In this doc. Okay. This seems to be the most common use case that people are doing. Okay. So, why did we do that? We did that so that I can take this and I can put it in this text differencer. Why are there no... Oh, okay. It was done by them. That wasn't me.
What?
I was like, what are these numbers? No, they're just line numbers.
Yeah, so you can easily refer to them.
Uh-huh. Oh, I might need to open that with Google Drive, but that's okay.
All this effort to not go.
I know, and then, why do I need to sign in? I've already signed in. Okay. That frustration is not with you guys, I promise.
It's just the usual tech frustration.
Yeah. Technology is wonderful, and then it's not. Okay. Do.
They're commenting on you saying please to GPT. Guys, if you're using an AI, just say please. When Skynet happens, they'll remember.
They will remember.
Pleases, thank yous, all that jazz.
Command all, command copy. All right. Text diff. Find differences. Okay, so there was 8 removals and 8 additions. That's not too bad looking.
Yeah. All right.
Like, that's not too bad looking. All right. And then give me this. And we'll go back over here to 0.
Since it needs the least.
Since it usually needs the least, yeah. See what it comes as. Okay, so it really did just fix my grammar. All right? So if you just say, fix my grammar, all right.
This is a hunting story, right?
This is a hunting story.
What if we wanted it to hit the old word limit count?
Oh, so,
Or I guess maybe, you know, a prompt engineer. I'm sorry,
for
you
stock,
hate that
and
word.
I do hate that word, and make it. So let's say you wrote 800 words, and you say, I need it to be 1,200. Obviously, I'm doing this backwards. Usually, it happens in the other direction, where someone asks them to expand it. How do we know? They told us. Okay. So now I have the shortened one.
How it even changes the file names. Corrected, shortened.
Mm-hmm.
You're right, Ara. GPT will remember this moment.
It might. Where's shortened? Okay, here's shortened. Okay, so it shortened it.
I don't think we need to put in the diff checker because it's going to definitely flag.
Yes, it's definitely shorter. Interesting. So this one says it's fine. And then, okay, Hive, what do you see here? It still says, did ChatGPT just delete comment?
Maybe. Is it getting smarter about this?
I mean, we're learning as we go.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so when I gave it my fully written story and I said fix the grammar, it just fixed the grammar. When I said shorten the story, it shortened the story, but it clearly left my writing intact. So let's expand it, which is the actual normal use case. This is the most common thing that we get from people. Well, I only wrote 800 words, so I asked it to expand it for 400 more. Mm-hmm. All right. I should also point out that I'm paying for the very expensive ChatGPT.
That might also be part of the thing then.
We should, know what we're dealing with as we deal with it. Okay. So here it extended it out. All right. So now check.
Still interesting.
How? This story. Are you not copy pasting? Hold on. No, there's definitely copy pasted that.
Can you pop out to a... Oh, well, there you go.
And those are the sentences it added.
Yep.
Look at it at the bottom of every paragraph.
He took it from 18 to 2,500. What percentage increase is that?
Check for me.
don't math very good. Give me one moment.
That's okay. All right, everyone. So there you go. You saw it happen in real time. Now I have the fancy version of ChatGPT.
So we asked it to increase the length by about 38%.
And 23 of that got flagged.
Yep.
23 of that got flagged to pull the length up. All right. I mean, how do you guys feel? You've seen it in action now.
Oh, it's Twitch chat. You guys are making me laugh.
Yeah.
Apparently just put the same sentences.
Did it? And that's why you get oh my gosh, you're right.
What? Oh my god.
Wow. You're right.
This is terrible. Wow, this is the expensive version? What are you guys paying for?
Well, this is how you're not supposed to use it. Okay, but like, there you go, everybody. There you go. That's what it looks like. And now, maybe it's because I'm saying please. Same characters. And write a rabbit hunt.
God, we're gonna have to make something with that moved cautiously, like.
Right? Like, dang. All right. It included the same characters. You can see it writing a rabbit hunt to hit our minimum requirements.
The listing out of the names.
Yeah.
Ooh, new cautious deity. We could do that.
I
Let me see. How can I make this?
should have set a timer. Watching it go. Okay. Let's try again, but let's actually catch something. And it is doing this based on my writing. My 2016 writing.
But I can take a look at this and be like, this is not your writing. There's too many commas.
Yeah, look at all those commas. That doesn't belong to
You
me.
can hand this to Kex and she'd be like, you didn't write this.
Yeah. She would look at this and go, who wrote this for you and why are you trying to pretend it's yours? Okay. So then we take that and let's go to copy links.
You got to click in the box, annoyingly. Oh, weird. Oh, there's a clear text button.
Clear text, please. Scan. Bam. 100% AI content found. So you saw it. You saw it do the thing where I had a fully fleshed out story that hit all our requirements. I asked it to fix the grammar. These found nothing. I asked it to expand the story, or I asked it to shorten the story. These found nothing, because to shorten the story, it was just pulling my words out. It didn't rewrite anything. I asked it to expand the story. 23% AI.
And terribly done at that.
Terribly done at that. If you're wondering how we catch your AI writing, you just got an answer.
Yeah, that or you leave
The prompt?
Sorry. Certainly.
Oh, yeah. Certainly.
Let me just increase that for you.
Yep. You leave that at the top. That works too. So, and then it had my writing. It knew what I needed, and I asked it, take the same characters and write a rabbit hunt. And we sat here for maybe a minute and watched it write a story. And then that story came up 100% AI. And you saw it was 100% AI. So when your story comes up 100% AI, how do you sit there and tell us that you had it fix your grammar?
Another thing that we've noticed in the cases with multiple instances of this is that we had it generate one rabbit hunt, and then we'll have it generate a deer hunt, and then a bear hunt. But when you put all the stories side by side, they're following the same patterns, they're using the same phrases, the same setup. They're saying it was a cold, crisp autumn day, or it was a chilly windy autumn afternoon as
Mm-hmm.
their first line over and over again.
It's almost like AI doesn't know how to write. And there's a big difference between, hey, AI, how do I do this setting in this product that I have? Like, I can't figure out how to turn on this feature. And the AI goes, let me check the knowledge base for you. And it comes back and goes, hey, go to 1, 2, and 3, and that'll turn the feature on.
And even that's sometimes wrong.
Oh, it's definitely wrong. As someone who had to deal with an AI that's what it was doing, sometimes I'm like, where did you get this answer? But, okay. You've seen it now. So when we are saying that we were having problems, we were dealing with 100%. We were not dealing with 3%. I know, scary. And even then, after we did this for those things, we took them to an editor and asked her to read them. And she came back and was like, there's a lot of AI in here. And we're like, we know. Okay, so I'm going to pause for questions, and then we're going to talk over the okay ways that you can use AI to help your writing. Because we're not saying that it's absolutely evil, but we're going to talk about the okay ways that you can do it. The ways that I'm currently doing it, and I'll show you one of my current stories, and we'll run it through one of these checkers, and we'll see how much it pulls out. And I'll tell you, this is new writing since the boom of AIs. It had Grammarly on it and had something called AutoCrit on it, and we're going to look at both of those things. But I'm going to ask about questions right now.
Okay.
I'm sure I've got at least one.
If we use AI to help fluff a piece and then go through and read and edit it as needed, but it still detects some AI stuff, will that be okay or no?
My friend, if you rewrote what it fluffed to the point that we can't tell you wrote AI, we're probably not going to check it. We're not making the mandate that every single story is going to go through AI. But if we have suspicions of AI, and then we run it through and we start getting numbers like 23%, we're going to have a conversation about it. AI should not be writing for you.
Yeah.
And yes, I know I come from this wonderfully privileged spot where I'm like, 12,000 words. No, sorry. 1,200 words isn't anything. 12,000 words isn't that much either. I actually promise it isn't. But 1,200 words isn't much because, yeah, I sit and I knock that out in an afternoon because my goal's 90,000 words for what I'm doing. So yes, fully aware that I'm speaking from that place of practice and privilege that's not a big deal for me. And for people who don't write on the regular, that is a struggle. That takes hours. You're right. It does take hours, even for me, right? It's just...
And it takes time just like visual art takes time. Lit is not supposed to be used to shortcut
visual art.
We're all here to play the game, and it's disrespectful to the rest of your peers to try and cheat the system.
Right? So when you use GenAI to generate an image, you know that you're disrespecting the people who are spending hours doing things. And we're not talking like I went and found a texture from a reputable place that sells textures and I paid the fee and I used the texture to help me do this lighting effect or this or that, and then I credited it. That's not cheating the system. That's just art. But you know who you're hurting in those situations. You're hurting all the other people who are sitting and spending hours of time. When you press the button and say, hey, can you write me a rabbit hunt with the same characters? It's me. Me is who you're hurting. I spend a lot of time in this craft, and now you're making a joke of it too. The same way that when you generate AI images, you're making a joke of the other artists. We did the work so that this could do this. All right. Other questions?
None. I know we got a little soapboxy. Oops.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I knew I was going to do it. I knew there was no way I wasn't going to soapbox here. Okay. So we've seen that. Now, let's take this.
Are we doing this one through Grammarly or a newer one? Or are we starting with this and then going to the newer one?
I'm going to take this one through Grammarly first, and then I'll take a newer one. Okay, so here's Grammarly. I'm going to tell it my goals. Hey, I'm doing creative. I'm telling a story. General. And neutral's fine. Boom. All right. What you got for me, Grammarly? All right. It's commas. Just accept the commas. I don't know any better.
It's true. I am correct.
Okay, so here's what Grammarly does when you don't have Grammarly's AI happening. Do you see how it says Nuna crept quietly through the forest and each paw was placed deliberately to avoid noise? Where I didn't have those sentences, so it's giving you, hey, for correctness, do you want to do this? Yeah, okay. Today was the bear hunt. Oh, commas. Okay.
You and commas.
Oh, more commas. Oh, it's gonna hit me with so many commas. So
It's just like if Kex had gone through it for you.
correct the sentence, adding a hyphen and a comma. Said, that should be who. And I'm just
And a comma.
I'm just accepting these as they happen. So, lessons how to be. I probably wrote how to be to extend a word count. And it goes, do you mean being? And I'm like, yeah, that's fair.
See, we all do this.
The safety of camp and camp safety. Do you see how these two things mean the exact same? But
I could argue that one. The safety of a campsite and camp safety.
you do not write concise, okay? Be at peace with that.
Are you calling me pedantic?
I didn't say you're pedantic. I said you don't write concisely. Concise and done are on opposite ends of that spectrum. All right? That being said, it's suggesting, hey, do you want to change the wording for clarity here? And we're taking all these suggestions, by the way.
So many comma slices is one of the comments you're getting.
I don't comma. Okay. So 5 tokos on our own, 5 tokos alone. It's offering these suggestions. And yes, the words change. The word change for conciseness. Alone isn't like a special word, though, is it? It says, hey, remove that of. That's weird. You've used the wrong form here. Ooh. Grammarly, you're making it really hard for me to get through this. So this, I'm going to do it, but I'm going to tell you that's about to flag for AI.
Because the rest of your words aren't that big.
And then, so now you look at this. It goes, hey, for clarity, there is, take this and move it to the middle of the sentence. Again, that's not wrong. That's not going to flag for AI. Simultaneous is probably going to flag for AI. But the actual this, nope, nothing wrong with that. It's helping me do all of these. It's offering moving words around here, right? There's no new words. And there's words where it's like by herself to alone. And then this one, even then, every few minutes, it still just moved it around in the sentence. Commas. Commas. Oh, see, here it goes. Hey, this is technically clearer. So always be wary of anything that says our best version, okay? Choose a different word. We've got Spidey Yagi being much larger than her. This is wrong. We're talking about size. And then it goes, oh, you need an and a period here. Oh my gosh. It's just like, this is terrible, Jill. This is truly terrible. It really does. It thinks that I wrote this terribly, which is fair. Because the Grammarly of 2016 and the Grammarly of 2025 are different animals. All right, see, I would take a second look at this one. Woman with brunette hair. You can tell part of my voice. Okay. Are we down to 40? We're down to 40. There were delicious berries. Delicious berries were around. I'm taking all of these for the sake of what we're doing. In a normal jaunt through my stuff, I might not take every suggestion that it gives me. There's plenty that I'll be like, go away. But for the sake of this. Oh, it's dumb.
Pardon me, I am engaging in Discord chatter about commas, and it's warranted the garlic.
Oh, you've gone to find our garlic?
Yes. Commas are like garlic. I think you can't have enough.
So in this situation, normally where I see how many things it's like suggesting, I would probably stop and rewrite these two sentences rather than just use its version. Even though its version is like drop the word up. You don't need the word up here.
Yeah, you know what? That is actually a very good point, Allie.
Which is?
Good thing this is 1,800 words for a hunt. Grammarly is definitely cutting the word count down over there. I'm like, yeah, so we weren't padding the word count over here. What were we doing?
We had just gotten it. We didn't trust it.
Oh, that's fair.
It was
I
actually...
just mean in terms of why did we write such a long hunt? Like the AOA we looked at last night where it was like the right of merit and it's 3,000 words.
Because I needed 3,000 words to tell the story.
Yeah.
Because I needed 3,000 words to tell the story. Oh, it's just like fixing me right here. Look at that. How did... Jesus.
Yeah, Cray's right. Sweet, sweet HP. Wow, I can't believe you're still going. I'm entertaining them with comma garlic over here.
I appreciate that. I can't just accept them all. But yeah, it wasn't about word count. I think I actually got Grammarly for...
Ooh, this is a good way to say it. Cray. If Word could have suggested it with a squiggle in 2007, it's not going to make it flag for AI.
Correct.
That's just us, you know.
Yeah, let's go with massive. I like that one. That's now part of my voice in general, actually, 9 years later.
I also have another section for us to add. I know we're covering a lot, but they're the stories in other languages that are then translated, and if they flag an AI. And I have one of my own we can use for this. Because we aren't using other people's stuff. We're making our own writing suffer this abuse.
Okay, so anything with this little symbol,
Let me go check on the kid.
that may be a danger. Now, in this situation, the sentence is the bear was perhaps not the best animal to start learning to hunt with. And then over here, to be more confident, it says the bear was not. It's removing the word that brings uncertainty into the sentence. Part of my voice as a writer is having that uncertainty that happens. So on a normal day, I would not delete that because I would be making conscious choices as I go down. For the sake of this, I just did the whole thing, everything that it suggested. And yeah, look, I lost word count because it told me to remove up from a bunch of stuff. It told me to stop making this 2 words, it's 1 word. You wrote this as 5 words, make it 2 words. It removed things like that, okay? If you put something in Grammarly and this is what you do, I'm going to be shocked. We're going to find out. Okay. Clear text. Scan. 0% AI content found. So if you are using Grammarly to do grammar, like I just did, like you watched me do, where I took every one of its 53 grammar suggestions, because I have all generative AI turned off in my Grammarly, that story still came up 0% AI. Came up 0% AI.
Oh, nice.
I used every single suggestion that it gave me in there, all 55, 53 of them. The number was going up and down because one sentence changed to, and hold on, this sentence no longer makes sense. So I did that, and then I put it back here into copy leaks, and it came up 0%. So if you are using Grammarly as a grammar tool, not as a generative AI tool, that's fine. You saw it here. It wouldn't trip an AI generator. It was still all my words with better grammar. And I use Grammarly constantly in my professional writing, in my corporate writing, and in my personal writing. It's shocking I sound so stupid in Discord sometimes because Grammarly is supposed to be helping me.
It's okay. You sound smarter than me.
Yeah. Okay, so questions there. Anybody got a question for me in that realm? I'm going to take a drink while I wait to see.
So we do have a question about translators using AI.
And that's fine. We can...
And I have a story we can use to test those. I'm just doing the tests over here while you're running through.
We will get to translated stories in a moment, okay?
Interesting. I can't tell if it didn't detect AI because it's in a different language or because there is no AI. I know, how silly.
Okay, so that's Grammarly. So if you are using Grammarly to do just grammar, you're fine. We're not going to detect AI out of what you're doing. You saw it happen in real time. And I did not run this so that we could have a very authentic experience, and it wasn't some put together prim and proper propaganda piece about how I feel about this. I picked the story last night out of my many stories. Something that was before the time of AI, that wasn't insanely long like that AOA that was 3,000 words, but would fit the criteria of what we needed. And I think this is actually a collab between me and Dunn. Most of our writing is. So I picked it, but I did not run it through. Whoop!
Did you just dump coffee?
Nope, I didn't actually. I dumped 0 coffee, but I tried to. And I did not run it through the full battery of things. I didn't put it in Grammarly. I didn't run it through ChatGPT so that we would have an authentic experience on this podcast together, learning what it came up as. I'll show you the story I ran through when I was testing during our previous stuff on the admin team to make some determinations to feel better. I'll show you my runs of that too, and you can see what I had. But yeah, so here you go. We're learning this together using my writing because it's the only thing I could say with absolute certainty did not have AI in it before we began this.
Also helps it's from 2016.
It also helps it's from 2016. But also, I don't mind putting my writing out there. I would have felt bad asking somebody else to use theirs for this. Like, if you sit here and you're like, Jill, that's terrible writing, I'll be like, I know, right? I don't want you saying that with someone else's.
The one we're going to do translation with is from 2012, and it's terrible writing.
And it's Dunn's writing.
But I will own that.
Okay.
You know.
So this tool is called AutoCrit. AutoCrit is expensive AF. It is a tool for writers. Sometimes there's AutoCrit, I think Pro Writing Aid, and a few others like it. This is an AI tool. It's not a generative AI tool. So let me take the raw story and then I'll take the Grammarly story. We'll do both. What does this do? Why do I care? Oh, I hate that. Oh, look at all these spaces. Why? No, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Okay, so here it is. This is...
Change your genre.
Oh, yeah, no, we're not writing any paranormal romances. Is this a short story?
I think this is a short story.
No, I think this is a short story. Boom, short story. I can also technically hit it for fantasy, I guess. It's very fantasy. Okay, so what does this do? You can see there's a ton of options going on here. But the one that we're going to do is the analysis. So a lot of people who we were talking to, some who ended up suspended, some who did not, across the board were saying, well, I was using it to help me fix my writing because I kept overusing words and stuff. And I was like, I hear you. I do. But if you tell ChatGPT to remove all the words you've overused, it's going to rewrite your sentence and it's going to be AI, just like we saw in the expanded version. So in this one, yeah, this is fiction. Yes, it is. It's a short story. All right, so in this one, I dropped my story in. What's this? No, don't do that. Hunting lesson. Yeah, story can stay on the end of that. So I dropped mine in. I say start analysis. This is AI. It is reading my story, and it is analyzing what is going on, and it's going to give me feedback. The short story, hunting lesson story, opens with Nuna, a Tokota, and her handler, Arya, stealthily navigating the woods on a bear hunting day. They are accompanied by other Tokotas who are learning how to hunt silently. The group faces challenges as they try to track down a bear, leading to a conflict and moments of tension. The story concludes with a successful hunt where Nuna takes down the bear with the help of her companions under Arya's guidance. That is the 8th grade analysis of what this story is about. Maybe a little nicer than 8th grade, but the point is, it's an elementary school level analysis of what my story is about. And it's correct. That is this story, beginning to end. Examples of fulfilling potential. Gives me information about my conflicts. My characters, there's no deep POV here. World building. No contradicting events were found. Timeline analysis. Foreshadowing events. Plot thread tracking. Genre analysis. The genre. This is an action-adventure genre best described as the short story. There you go. Okay. It told me what my story's about. Why did I do this?
Word choice.
For word choice. So I did this for word choice. Give me a little more space here. Thank you. And here...
Generic descriptions is another good one.
Generic descriptors is what I actually want. Generic descriptors. Hey, you use the word large twice. Think about removing 2 of them. It's just generic descriptor. Use pretty ones. Use low ones. Think about just removing them. It does that. It does all of that for me. Now, in this teeny tiny little story, it's not much. Let me show you one in a grander advance.
Do we still have our shorts or our novellas loaded into this?
We do have our novellas loaded into this. Uncategorized. You want Moonlight or anthology stories? I can do this
Glenn?
one. Glenn's in here somewhere. He must be in uncategorized files. Yeah, Glenn needs a better name. There he is. Where's my categorization? You belong in anthologies. Okay. So, Glenn or the Hitchhiker?
Probably Glenn.
Okay, we can do Glenn. Okay, so this is a story with Glenn, and we're going to do it with generic descriptors because we're going to see a lot more. Now, I went through this story. The word count maximum for this anthology was 5,000 words. I finished this story at 5,600, so I had to cut 600 words out of this in like 2 hours because I had to go to bed, and it was due the next day if I wanted to be in it. So I have already gone through this and cut things. This list used to be twice as long, and I went through and cut it. But when I say, okay, give me the good, show me good, I click this, look, it highlights it. Good. And then I click it again, it shows me my next one, my next one, my next one, my next one. And I can go through it and make these decisions. This is what survived the cut. I had 18 instances, 16 maybe, of the word good. And I had to shear off that many of them. That's what most people are actually trying to achieve when you ask the AI, ChatGPT, to help me. There are better tools for that. Other AI tools that do that. And I'm sitting here telling you that I love this tool. This tool's great. It helps me a ton. And this story, this Glenn Needs a Better Name, I think it ended up being called Henchman in the end, which is a terrible name. It still needs a better name, but I've never heard back from that anthology, so probably doesn't matter. I'll put it in a collection later in the year. I take this. I don't know how much of this. Actually, probably not a lot of this can fit in these. I bet this is too long for this, but we'll see. Yeah, it exceeded it. Okay, well, hold on. It only exceeded by like 5,000 or 3,000. That's nothing. It's not checking my content like the other one would be, where it's like, this story doesn't have an ending. Yeah, I'm aware this story doesn't have an ending.
Did Zero GPT run at all?
No, I still had to cut some out for that one. Okay, so this story went through Grammarly with me, making major edits to it because I had to call out so much. I had to rewrite it from beginning to end multiple times. Paragraphs were taken out and moved. It never touched ChatGPT, but it went through Grammarly with me the way that I showed you I did with the other one. It went through autocrit to excess. I edited this on my own for 10 straight hours using these AI tools to do that. And an editor came through and helped me as well. She took a quick look over it and was like, fix these things for your like story structure, and then the rest was on me. Okay? 0% AI content found. So don't sit there and tell me that you can't do it, that there is no way for you to use an AI to help you that doesn't trigger it. Because that's not true. I use AIs all the time in my writing, but it's not AI generative. And that's the difference we're talking about. When you allow the AI to write paragraphs for you, like you saw when we expanded, and it was terrible writing when it did that.
An activity roller would be reading this and be like, what happened? Is this just word count padding?
Yeah. A lot of the time AI comes across as word count padding in a bad way. We've all had to word count pad before.
We all do it.
We've all had to. We're like, ugh, I need another 100 words.
Instead of being to have to be.
To have to be, right? That's word count padding. It's not great. But you can use AIs to help you in your writing to get nice, decent writing out of it. My story, our story in the anthology, we used Grammarly, and I think we used autocrit. No, we didn't use autocrit.
We didn't have autocrit at that point.
I wish we'd had autocrit. Because we also had to cut word count down on that a little bit too. Benefit of being the person putting it together. But we use these things. No one's ever gone, you guys write AI. So, okay. I think that's everything that I want. Oh, no, your other story, right?
Yeah, we're going to take this foreign language story, run it through our checkers, have ChatGPT translate it, and run it back through our checkers and see what happens. We've not done this. It came up in questions.
Yeah, so we don't know what's about to happen, just like we didn't know last time.
That's the start.
Okay, I'm going to pull this over so that people can see it, so they can see what I'm doing. Okay, so here it is.
That's the title. You can ignore it.
Okay. This is written in Japanese or Korean?
Japanese.
Okay. All right, so we've taken this. I guess we'll throw it in here.
I don't know how it's going to work.
I don't know if it's going to be able to tell anything.
CopyLeaks ran it.
Okay. Okay. It has no idea.
It has no fucking clue.
It just said it didn't know. Okay, so we know that doesn't know. CopyLeaks ran it and it found nothing, I assume?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's take it straight to my fancy ChatGPT, my highly paid for one. Oh, I'm going to have to...
You could just probably copy paste it at it. It's not that long.
Oh, that's true. My other one was longer, which is why.
This was a capstone for a class, so it's short.
And yes, I'm still going to say please to the eyes. I always say please.
This is terrible. This is cringe. Ugh. I hate looking at this.
You gave it to me.
I know. I forgot about it.
Mm-hmm. Wow. I thought you said you didn't write dialogue. I'm kidding. I know you write dialogue.
How dare you? First of all,
know you write dialogue.
you have to remember, we're only really taught dialogue, and then all of a sudden it's like, write a narrative. What? So of course it's mostly dialogue.
Okay. Here we go.
This is gonna be wild.
I have no idea what's about to happen here. We'll start over here. We'll do the full run. I suspect that some of this is going to come up AI.
Probably. Also, translating from Japanese is... Yeah.
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 No, this was definitely going to come up AI. Okay. Well, that one says, yeah, that was AI.
But translating from Japanese versus translating from a Romance language like Spanish or from another closely related language like German,
oh yeah,
probably won't have the same issues because Japanese is notoriously bad for auto translators.
somebody has a German or
Aura offered a Spanish story.
okay, then yes, I'm happy to run that as long as you're good with me running it. I'll take this to Copy Leaks, but I suspect that Copy Leaks is going to give us a very similar answer
Button.
as everybody else did. Yeah. So this story that came from Japanese is like, yes.
Someone said
Completely.
try Google Translator, please. You can only take so much of it through Google Translator. It's like just hold on. I have the Google translated version because I did it over here.
Okay, she's got the Google translated version. All right, and then if somebody sent me that, I'll go check over in my
Okay,
Discord.
there's the translated, but there's no line breaks.
Oh, okay. You go put that in the Discord for them. All right, Ara, can you send me that?
I'm sending you Aura's story.
Okay, thank you.
There you go.
Thank you. Okay, so we have Ara's story, and we all know that Ara gave me permission to do this. So, jump it back over here so everyone sees what we're working with. So this
There's
is
a Spanish and English translation already on here.
perfect. I'm just going to take the Spanish translation, though. Okay, I got it. I'm going to go over here. And we'll actually compare this to Ara's translation. We'll run these both through the... So here's Ara's translation. Because if it turns out that it says that anything translated with AI text is coming up as AI, well, we need to account for that. Because that's not fair to the people.
We are an international game.
Yeah, we're an international game.
It's wild when we say it, but we are.
Do you know, I learned this, that apparently we have more countries playing our game than some AAA rated video games.
Oh yeah, we learned that at New Year's, didn't we?
We did. I was like, really? And they were like, yeah. I was like, wild. She was like, yeah, you could say that. She was not upset. She was more just like dumbfounded that we had more players in countries than some AAA rated games playing online.
It was like, what is the premise of this again? Wolf bear dogs with lion manes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, I don't expect these to be the same. I'm just interested in how different they are.
Well, they're already line count different.
Yeah. Wild. Oh, well, this one's got a lot more spaces.
Okay. Find differences.
Okay. Well, maybe we need to remove some of these spaces. Yeah. No, that's pretty different. All right. So we'll take it to the cheap and easy one first. Oh, okay. So I took the translated version out of ChatGPT, put it in here, put it at 5%. I wouldn't look twice at that.
Mm-mm.
I wouldn't. I'd be like, yeah, oh, it was translated. Move on with my day. And then let's go over to Copy Leaks because this one's proving to be really nice too. Scan. This one thinks, though, it's AI. Okay. Okay. Good to know. And let me take it through this one too. Ooh, this one apparently does Spanish.
Oh. Neat.
Yeah.
That one might actually be where we need to look.
Interesting. This one doesn't think it's AI, but Copy Leaks thinks it might be. And then Hive, I just have to copy it,
You
right?
just have to highlight it.
Which I've done here. It as much as it can. Hive doesn't see it as generative AI either.
Okay, so copy leak seems to be the stricter one.
It does. Now, let's be clear. If we're using these checkers, we are never going to rely on a single checker. Because, like you just saw, Copy Leaks, which is one of the more powerful academic-based ones, thinks that's probably AI, which is fair. The words were generated in AI. But the other ones go, no, that sounds like human writing. Mm-hmm. All right? And one checker going, I don't think this is right, is not a ban-worthy expense. transgression. Okay? All right. I think that's everything I had about this. I think that's everything I had about my Gen AI stuff.
You have that middle bullet point where we're doing our policy clarification.
This
before
one.
the wall of links.
Okay. So ultimately, though, Gen AI is art theft, whether that is by art or visual art or written art. We try and be as fair as we can to both sides of that coin. Both are welcome in our game. That's not going to change anytime soon. Gen AI is just making it really easy for people to kind of cheat on the literature side of things. And yeah, we've noticed. Going forward, we are going to clarify our stance even more. We thought zero AI was a good enough policy. It's clearly not, so we're going to evolve that. And we're going to lay out the consequences as well, which is if you get caught maliciously using, I say if, like it's not a when. Everyone gets caught. Nobody doesn't get caught. Everybody gets caught. Even if it takes us a while, you get caught. When you get caught maliciously using Gen AI, or in some cases, in this current wave of cases, some people accidentally is the wrong word, but I'm going to go with it. Accidentally using Gen AI, you're going to get a suspension. It's going to be probably for about a month, maybe 2. It's going to depend on the severity of what's going on here, especially if you're using Gen AI for payments. But you only get one shot at that. After that, we're going to start talking about bans.
We're treating this like art theft.
We're treating this like art theft. We're going to treat it exactly like art theft, and our rules for art theft comply. Because there's literally no possible way to hide it, someone's been banned for this. It was pretty egregious. There was a lot of players involved. Not doing Gen AI, just affected by what happened.
They received payments.
Yes. Now, obviously they didn't know, so none of them are in any trouble at all.
But they have to deal with the fallout of, well, how do we clean this up?
Yeah. And so we've put everybody into one of 3 buckets, which was, you got your payment, you paid your stuff, move on.
Obviously you can't use Gen AI store as an HU, so we've applied their HP to their Tokos, so they don't lose it.
We decided there's no reason you should lose your HP because we can just put it on the site now. So, okay, count it up for us, do the work, we'll apply it, move on. You hadn't paid yet, hadn't received your stuff, well, your deal is off and you're done. Sorry. Go find something else. Or you lived in the middle bucket where you kind of got partials done. Either you've paid but you haven't received yet, or you've got partial payment.
You got paid but they didn't get rolled because they're the ones that got caught.
Right. In those situations, I think we're still giving you the HP, and we're going to do the refund of your items in any ways that we can. All right?
Roll openables for rolls and the things like that.
Right. We can give you some roll openables for ones that didn't get done if you'd like, but you don't get successes.
Yeah, I think we still have a couple. We still have a few responses pending me. It's been a crazy week. So I'll be getting to you guys today as we catch up on all the Toko things.
Yep. So that's where we stand. We are being harsher about it because we're not kidding. If you're using Gen AI, go away. You're not welcome in Tokos. You want to use it outside of Tokos, but then you do your human writing here? Come play with us. Sounds great. Well, I mean, I don't like it, but my opinion has no to do with anything that's happening outside of Tokos. Do as you want. Okay? Last call for questions on our Gen AI policy / discussion / really long demo.
Man, I did make you do a demo, didn't I?
Yeah. I was prepared for it. I knew it was going to be long. I put 2 hours down knowing it would be long.
And for everyone who stuck it out, we've got more stuff that's more fun and lighthearted for to end with.
Yes, I do.
It's going to take me a while to... Also, go put your raffle things in because I'm going to close it up when Jill moves to the next section.
Which means, we're closing it up now. I'm just waiting on.
Nobody is typing questions. I think we're good.
Wow. Okay. I'm going to just say that I'm perfect and
That
you
is
all
not how that
understood
works.
everything that I said with no questions whatsoever. AKA, when you're done processing this and you've rewatched it twice, you'll have questions. I get it. It's fine.
Thankfully, you know where to find us.
Yup. Okay.
All right, I'm closing the raffle and going to go count the things.
Okay. So,
Just, call me if you need me.
okay. So, Don's closing that up. Hopefully you all learned something today. I'm so sorry for your hour-and-a-half lecture, but it was what it was. Apparently we had reached that point. That being said, let me move on to the next fun thing since we don't really have questions. Deity tack. Woo! So, enjoy your spoiler. For deity tack, we've decided to do a whole thing about it this year. You probably noticed it when Toko Takeover happened. Oh, yeah, Ellie, I'll do that too. So, we've always had IPAC tack, and then we had Borg attack, and now we think the other major deities are going to get tack too that all apply to different things. So, Sick or Sickernurk's tack just dropped. And yes, this is Zevo. It's quest-based. So in being quest-based, when you do quest, you get a chance of getting 6 Divine Favor, which then has new cool stuff. It's a little bit how Borga used to work. Each one of these does have a different drop rate, and the drop rate is calculated based on how often you can do it a month/year. So Borga's is lower because you get 30 shots at it a month. It's PvP based. You get 30 shots a month. If you choose not to use them, that's your choice. That being said, Cirques, you get 1 or 2 shots a month at most. So it is a higher drop rate of getting the DD tack. So with your full set of DD tack, you have whatever drop rate you have to get Divine Favor. In the Divine Favor, there's a chance at getting a Divine Tome. The Divine Tomes have 3 new traits in them. When done is done calculating.
I have the cheat sheet up. I've got my count done. I just haven't rolled yet.
Okay.
So I've got the sheet up so I can answer the things.
Okay. So Divine Tome, is it random or select?
Random.
Is it random of all deities or random of just that deity?
It is random of all of the alpha traits, ROM traits, and then that deity's 3 special traits.
And each deity has 3 traits. What I think is going to happen is each deity has 3 traits. One is prowess,
there you go,
prosperity, and pact. You can only have 1 prowess trait. You can only have 1 prosperity trait. You can only have 1 pact trait. Okay? So when dealing with this, prowess is granting FP to things. We think that how this is going to go is IPAC will continue to be CEs, Borga will be PvP, Sick will be quests, Aga will be TCA, Milanik will be Brawl, Nagi will be TVT, and Sivo will be REs. So that's what we think is going to happen here. For prowess, it's adding extra FP when you're doing the thing that is associated with this particular deity. Prosperity is giving you a role openable when you're doing the thing for that deity. And Pact is a bonus to your stats while adventuring, and it's a different one. I believe IPAC is like a plus
1 to 2 to a random.
Yeah, every time you start an adventure, it's a 1 to 2 bonus to a random stat, and the others add a +1 to a specific stat while adventuring. Let me see. Borga is brawn, Sick is agility, Aga is spirit, Melee is endurance, Nagi is intellect, which leaves Sivo with charisma. Charm. Charisma. So that's what's going on with these new ones. They'll be dropping throughout the year, and hopefully the cycling store will get up soon where you may have chances to buy them for exorbitant amounts of TT. Okay? That's deity tack. Pretty simple. Pretty straightforward. Yes, you are looking at Sivos on the screen. It's amazing. And then we got iPack's shield because we were going to replace, I think, his head stall for the shield because he had a halter and a head stall. But then we kind of like didn't do it at the last second. So now we're deciding, does iPack get 5 pieces because he's iPack? Sorry, their iPack. Or does it do something else? Because everyone else has got a weapon. iPack seemed like a shield sort of person.
How many winners am I rolling for this raffle?
How many we got?
45.
3.
What are they winning? Don't know yet.
I should probably do something about that. It was a pretty long and rough one today, huh?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Would you get mad at me if I gave them a UT semi-custom token?
No, because they stuck it out for
Very
rough.
rough hour and a half. Yeah, do that.
All right, well, I'm off to do that. I'm assuming you've got deity tack under control.
Yeah, Dee, I think we're good.
And I think you can handle outpost without me.
I can handle outpost. Oops, I accidentally took that off of things. I accidentally deleted it from my list. My bad. So, questions on deity tack. Now is your moment. Put them in the chat for me.
I can still read them for you.
Dunn's checking to see if you have questions for me. Yeah.
Sorry. Will there be an item in the future, like a new coffee, that could allow us to override the alpha requirement for these armor? Only once per toko, only once for armor piece. I never bothered to rush my quest up the HU ladder since there wasn't any reason before now, so who I want to have them isn't anywhere close to alpha to equip them.
Not likely. This is end game material. The whole goal is they are like the premier of your tokos wandering around in their armor. So it's unlikely. I'll keep it spinning in the back of my brain to see if I change my mind, but it does seem unlikely. Good question, though. Okay. My dude, you're getting spoilers all over the place, okay? Showed you all the gardening stuff. I showed you this. I already told you that Spicy Nat's coming next month. There's a cycling hub on its way. Like, there's plenty of spoilers going on today. And I have one more, too. Outpost. If you've been in Discord, then you have seen that I don't like how Outpost is currently working. And I can say that because it was my idea, okay? And in execution, it's not super fun, which isn't the point. So we've gotten all your outpost, yeah.
Outpost feedback.
Outpost feedback. I was saying a word so much that my brain was like, that's not a word. One of those days. So I went through, I've read a lot of it. We're discussing it. Expect that Outpost will be different.
I have the 3 options that I pitched to you if you want to pitch them to them.
All right, fine. What are they?
Option 1, nullify and have dead months.
That's true. Option 1, nullify, dead month. We don't do anything in that 3rd month.
2/3 of them are off holiday months, so there won't be anything going on without them.
Okay, fair enough.
Which was the point in putting TCA things in every month.
True.
This one is probably your least favorite because it'll be intensive. We switch TCA and Wilds to a bi-monthly schedule that swaps back and forth, but that would require us to cap the number of Wilds per round and retool fatigue and other bonuses.
It would. I will never be convinced to do 4 again.
So sorry.
Yeah, no, I in fact, I may be like, ooh, we need to consider like 2 if I have to do it every other month and then the TCA is happening. Like we could do 3 or 4 TCA, but then only 2 wilds, right? So we could do something like that where we just could do it every other, so there's more wild months. Months might move.
That schedule would mean that Wilds wouldn't fall on Tokoween, which feels weird.
Well, it could if we switched it.
Yeah, but then, yeah.
Right?
It's a messy option.
It's a little messy. All right.
And then option 3 is that the outpost months are going to become our months where we hold things like contests. For example, this year we want to have a contest to have more Dom symbols. We have a build main trait contest coming around again for us to help plan the next ring of builds and everything.
Mm-hmm.
We always have the Tokoween Wild design contest, which with the schedule would put it the month prior to Tokoween Wilds.
Okay.
And then like things like the Spirit Design Contest could fall in December, making that no longer a dead month.
Right, but it's not. Those aren't necessarily admin intensive in the month they're happening. So option 3 would be.
Oh, I guess option 4 is also. That's the art side of that, or option 3. That's the art side of it. The lit side of it would be things like fleshing out NPCs, locations,
Right.
things like that.
So having canon and lore contests, I keep saying, but they're more like raffles in those situations because we're going to use all the good stuff, not just the one good thing. Okay, so that's kind of where I'm at because those are a lot of fire and forget on our part. So yeah, Outpost is going to change. Feel free to leave us your feedback of which one of those you like the most. You're going to really have to convince me on option 2 to take on a little more work right now. I'm already overloaded.
Someone has pointed out for that a month for tidying guides. Apparently our guides are suffering. I keep hearing this in suggestion box all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I haven't been able to give Tokopedia my love, so...
Okay. A guides month?
A guides month. I'll show you the suggestion boxes later. There's some good suggestions.
Okay. All right, who are my winners?
There you go.
Okay. Congratulations to Shadow Attack, Allison, and Ella. You have all won a UT semi-custom token, so you can use it on one of your semi-customs to get a UT. Yay!
I'm going to go put them in boxes now.
Group.
Thanks, not boxes.
Group owned UT, guys. Group owned. All right. Woo! All right, I got one more section for us. One more. And then we're done. Random events. We did not forget about it, but it is quite the... Yeah, it's the end of the podcast. I can swear now. It's been quite the fucked up February, okay? Been busy. Didn't get as much time on as I wanted. Dunn and I have talked about it, though. We didn't forget about it. We think that what we're going to do is a big standardization push onto REs and some automations to them for non-challenge prompt related things. We're having conversations still about challenge prompts and how they would look in a new system. It's not going to be ready for the end of March if we want, because if we make this change, we need to automate it to some degree to work with our new tracker system. It's just a lot of code. It's a lot to get done. And my next best coder is taking a well-deserved break, and I'm not about to pull her back for something like that. And my other coders, I don't know if this is something they can do on their own. It might need a little bit of the mastermind behind it. That's me. I'm the mastermind to build the foundation of it. So it's on my list. I've got to weigh it against Vruma, which I promised I would do very soon as well. And that's where we are on REs. I think you'll be able to use REs that have been used. Sorry. I think you'll be able to use REs that are in the system right now and unredeemed in this new system. But challenge prompts are gone. They're coming back as a totally new whatever they become. We're still trying to figure out exactly how those are going to work. Okay? Expect a podcast about random events when I have something to show you. Yeah. And this is the part you're not going to like. Blessed is getting shot in the head. Okay? Blessed is getting shot in the head. Blessed ties my hands in 1,000 ways when I'm dealing with it, because you can just avoid everything negative that's happening. So if it is related to REs, expect that it could get touched. Be assured that Blessed will no longer work the way that it currently works. It will still do something in the land of REs, probably.
It'll still be powerful.
I'm not going to promise that. It'll still be soul pool worthy. And we'll likely have a refund period where if you're just like, I hate this and I don't want it, we'll be like, cool, here's your elemental heart back.
And for IPAX Luck, which is the same in the POTA thing, we'll probably just offer you an alpha swap.
Yeah, we'll probably just offer you an alpha swap. Yeah. Okay. I think that's everything. Last minute questions?
With March here, does that mean Sly Sibling is valid for the UT tokens? Yes, because Sanakas are going in the pools this month.
Yes, they are. Sanakas are going in the pool this month. Oh, and then feel free to take some guesses of what the next Toko takeover in April is going to be.
I see what you've done. I finally looked up.
Yeah.
Damn it, Jill.
But it's so pretty.
Yes.
It's so pretty. I'm very excited for that one. We have to do a Toko takeover.
Yeah, we do. Would Curse be affected?
Yes.
It will be affected, but it'll probably retain its same kind of style of working because it was balanced.
Yes. The curse will probably retain a very similar effect, but I'm sure it'll be affected in some way when we go to do this. All right. Anything else?
There is tippy typing.
Oh, I'm going to give them time to tippy type. I'm just going to take a drink of my peppermint.
Oh, I'm so glad we got coffee. My mood is like lifted the moment it got here.
Yeah, it was rough yesterday going without.
Yeah.
It was rough.
None of the local shops are good.
Nope, none of the local shops are good. And
our local boba is, I guess.
Yep. All right, yes, but you don't do those through Uber Eats yesterday.
Yes.
So we were kind of stuck.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. IPAC Select specifically, not sure if it's being gotten rid of entirely, but so is there a chance of a different POTA trait being added instead of simply a swap to existing ones?
Maybe, but...
So IPAC Select affects activities, and what they're asking is, will there be other alpha traits added since the other activity ones are navigation, which is strictly caving diving, or boon, which is generic? I mean, we always want more alpha traits, so if you got suggestions, drop them, because I'm always hunting for them.
You heard her. She wants your suggestions.
Don't make that face at me. Constantly bothering you for more stuff.
I know you are. I'm not going to say no, that there's no chance that we're going to replace it. My goal would be to retain it in some fashion, but still give you a swap option.
I did see typing. I don't see it now. I'll give it a few.
We're at the end of the podcast. We don't have that much time. Unless I can come up with some ridiculous story to tell these people to waste time.
Sorry, what? Sorry, we're reading manager chat.
Wow. Just ignoring me. Wow.
I wasn't ignoring you. I was reading something very interesting in manager chat about Aris.
Oh, good to know. Whoop.
Whoa, what are you doing over there?
Oh, I'm just, undoing screws and allowing everything to drop. I am Chaos Aura today.
You are. Please don't break that.
Also, I looked into how much it would be to get another mic and stand and all of that.
How much?
$600?
Oof.
Okay, so hear me out. We need the mic, we need the arm, and then we need the box with the cable.
Oof.
Yeah, the only thing we wouldn't be rebuying is the Scarlet.
Yeah, I see. I just need to learn to speak up. Got it.
No, I'm going to get one. I can do it in a, payment plan.
Yeah.
3 payments of $200. I can make that happen. I know, but we'll get a mic for you. And then you'll have your mic that's here. I'll have my mic. Everyone can hear us both at the same volume. It's beautiful.
It'll be so weird for them to not have to be like, is done talking?
Right. All right. Was anyone still typing?
Nope.
Okay. I think that's us. Thank you for joining us today for this, I guess, kind of roller coaster of a podcast.
It was less rough than I thought it was.
Well, we're not sitting here telling them they're idiots, because you're not. Some of it was ignorance of a fact, not knowing. So at the very start, someone goes, what is GenAI? What does that mean? Oh, that's an amazing question. I assumed you knew. Let me answer that.
Then again, we live in it and having to deal with it all day.
Exactly. So for a lot of people, maybe it just ended up being a lot more informative than they knew. And now you know of tools that allow you to do exactly what you want to do and be a better writer without taking the shortcuts.
Woo!
Woo. So lots of love, everybody. Go enjoy your weekend. Welcome to March. Let's have a marvelous March, because if I have to come up with a shitty nickname for March, there will be consequences.
Terrible.
Bye, all.